So here's the craft folded, or at least partially folded. These guys just click into place. There we go, just two in place. Same here, you just grab this one, and you pull towards. There we go. Now we're fully into position. The blades here too are on, you can see them on the side here, they're on quick release so that you can easily pop them off for transport, right? Because then it folds all up into the box. And of course the motor torque direction is what ends up keeping these guys locked into place. There we go, ready for flight. So really easy to get props on and off. Power, what I did is I doubled up batteries. So these are 3300 4S batteries, so 14.4 volts. Two of them in series for a total of 6600 milliamp hours. Should give you about 15 minutes of runtime. You can run just one set if you like, for testing and whatnot, or two sets for long duration. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to fire it up and give it a few minutes for GPS lock, then we'll try our first flight, just to see whether or not it's flight worthy. So after a few minutes of letting the GPS do its thing, you can see that now the onboard computer is flashing green, meaning that it has GPS lock, and it knows where it is and it's ready to go. It's also set the home position at the moment that it gets GPS lock, so that if you in an emergency you have to do return to home, it'll automatically fly itself back to this location.
Telemetry.
So first arming. Fully armed and ready for flight. Disarm, I'll set the camera down and we'll do a flight. So now we're going to try the altitude hold, which is a non-GPS mode. It just uses the onboard barometer in order to position the device at a set altitude and hold it there without GPS assistance. And then following that, if that is successful, then the next thing we'll try is a position hold, which it'll try to hold altitude and position in space in 3D using the GPS lock. Those use different PID settings for the flight controller. So that was a flight on stabilized mode. Everything seemed okay. A little bit of drift in the pitch direction, but not a whole lot. But it's a different set of parameters for the position hold. Usually if things go badly, that's when it'll go badly. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully, if anything goes wrong, there's no damage. Very quiet. You really can't hear it because of the large prop. So going to altitude hold. That's altitude hold. It's manipulating throttle on its own right now in order to maintain altitude. I can shift it left and right, move it around, but altitude is held by the barometric pressure of the onboard sensor. You can see how accurate that is. It's drifting at most an inch or two in the vertical direction. And you can see I can move it in space without difficulty, and the altitude stays within a few inches. It's analog, so it's not entirely accurate. I'm going to switch it now to GPS position lock mode. That should let it fly at its current location without any input. Let's see what happens. It's in position hold mode now. There's some drift in the GPS lock, you can see. There's also a fair bit of wind right now. Something called toilet bowl effect is when it does large concentric circles. Bring it back here. It doesn't seem to want to hold position. Being pushed by the wind. See if it'll hold here. So the position hold needs some tweaking. It's got a significant amount of toilet bowl effect in it. Let's let it drift and see if it comes back. Doesn't seem too happy in position hold mode. Going back to stabilize. So now I'm just going to try a little bit of free flight and see how it performs with a couple of turns and see what happens, starting really gently to see what it can do.